Hello YouTube, my name is Garok and today I want to show you my personal top 10 hated features in Battle for Azeroth. Because the video is going to be quite long as I am describing the reasons why I don't like them in quite a detailed manner, let's hop right into it. Number 10 is the AP grind again. I mean, seriously, Blizzard, do you not learn from previous expansions, like, at all? I really don't get it. It's not as annoying as it has been in Legion, definitely not. So you're not getting like 1 million tokens. Let's just imagine those things here are tokens and you have to right click every single one of them just to increase the AP. Although I understood why you did it in Legion. You wanted me to be a Frost Mage if I wanted to be a Frost Mage and give me the opportunity to level my fire weapon if I wanted to have my fire weapon on par with my main spec. I understand this. But still, I don't know, why not have a general like you have now, like a general artifact power, or why not call it character power or something, and then yeah, just let me level up this and I can have bows or 3 specs if I wanted so, or as a druid even 4 specs, yeah, at the same power. Anyway, I don't really get why you are redoing this again. It's just annoying. No one likes this as far as I am concerned. I have not met a single guy that was like, yes! Now I need to farm another 20,000 AP to actually get to the next level, and yeah, I seriously don't understand why you added it again. But I mean, you're not learning from your mistakes in the first place anyway. I'm just saying, Violet Hold, most hated dungeon in Wrath of the Lich King by far by most players. Not because of like difficulty, so there might be other dungeons that players did hate as well because they were quite bad and stuff, or quite hard. But Violet Hold was just, yeah, use 2 spells, AFK for 3 minutes, to use 2 spells, with AFK for 3 minutes, and so on. And yeah, I just think it's boring, and I have no idea why you edited this again. Number 9 has to be the war mode. So first of all, let me explain a little bit about myself. I am a total 100 PvE player and I have no interest in PvP at all. If I am engaged in PvP, the chances are quite high that I will just go AFK, you can kill me, and I will run to my corpse. And as long as you don't corpse camp me, everything is fine for me. If you are going to corpse camp me, then I will use an add-on just to hop to a different shard where there are more hordes than alliance players. You can call me a pussy, but as I mentioned, I have no interest in PvP at all, and I don't want to do PvP at all. That's not what I'm paid for. It's basically, I don't know, you're going to ask a football player to play ice hockey, and he is responding with, yeah, I have signed up for football. Why do you want to make me now play ice hockey? Unfortunately, the Blizzard has created an interest for PvE players to actually put on war mode in the first place as well, because of the horrendous AP grind that we have to do once more, that everyone loved so much in Legion. Thank you, Blizzard. And I know it's just 10%, but over the course of time, 10% can be quite powerful. So let's go to Kultiras, for example, right now. Obviously, the war mode is working on Zandalar as well, but actually, no, let's not do it. So I just show you. So this is an add-on. This is World Quest list. You see this one here, World Quest list. And right now, I would get 2,232 Azerite. So if I increase this by 220 roughly, because I turn on war mode, then I would get 2,400. Let's round it up, 2,500 instead of 2,200. as I said, it's not 100% accurate, it's just for the simplicity. So instead of 2,200, I will get 2,500. So that's 300 Azerite that I am missing out today. 300 Azerite doesn't really sound too much, but now let's sum this up for like 10 days. Then we are already at 3,000. 3,000 would be right now, if you go over this, I think I needed like 16,000 or almost 17,000. So that's quite a number already in the amount of Azerite that I would have to farm additionally to someone that is just good in PvP in the beginning. And let's be honest with this. Who is War Mode for? I would say for the players that are interested in PvP, right? Why does Blizzard then add an interest for PvE players to do War Mode as well? There is no reason to reward PvP players with PvE stuff. Gold, so adding more gold or something like this, who cares? The most PvE players can make their gold in different ways. I don't know, selling boosts or just grinding out mobs or whatever they want to do, how to farm the gold, or play the auction house, for example. So what other thing is increased by 10%? The war resources. Let's take a look. So I would get 7 war resources more here if I turn war mode on. Yeah, 7 is not going to be a big issue. I would turn it off if that's the only thing that I would get out of this, as well as the gold. I don't know, giving me here, for example, 9 gold and 30 silver more is just, who cares? So if it would be only the gold and the war resources that has the 10% war mode bonus on it, no one would care about the war mode as a PvE player, which is good. I'm going to explain that why this is good in a second. But the Azerite power, or the Azerite, what is the artifact power it's called? Yeah, artifact power that you get is an interest for the PvE community to actually turn on war mode and be on a battlefield that they don't want to be on, and this is even more important, that the PvP players don't want them on in the first place as well. If you're one of those kiddies nowadays that like to be like 700% better than someone and kill someone and still be feel like you're the greatest being on earth, then you're most likely going to enjoy people like me that are just standing there and you can just kill them for whatever reason. But usually if you're a PvP player, you want to have kind of equal battles. I know you will never get an equal battle unless you are fighting a 1 versus 1, no mobs, so no PvE in the fight in the first place, as well as no one else interfering from your faction or the other faction in the first place as well. So the chances of having real PvP are quite low already. But what happens currently right now is that PvE heroes like me are going into the war mode because of the Azerite that we're getting a little bit more out of, and just world questing alongside each other. We are not going to hurt each other. Once in a while someone kills me, once in a while I will participate in a little bit of PvP too. I don't know, if there's one alliance player and then there's like 20 horde players, and I just hit him with an ice lance just to get the honor. You know, he's going to die anyway, and yeah, why not get the honor out of him? But as I said, I would never start a PvP fight, or I would never, if there's like a 1-on-1 going on, I would never respond. I just go basically AFK and wait until I'm dead. And I don't know, is this fun for the PvP players? I don't think so. So if I go AFK and you could just basically AFK kill me, is this fun for you? I'd say there's not a single being out there that would say, yes, that's fun for me. That's PvP. That's how it should work in PvP. Is it fun for the PvE player like me? No, because I just get killed because I am forced to do content. because, as I said, in my opinion, the Azeroth is valuable enough that I turn on war mode. Yeah, so I'm forced to do this kind of stuff from Blizzard, but I'm not a targeted audience. So in my opinion, the system is totally flawed, and I have no clue why they added it in the first place. I mean, I know why they added it, but why create a big of enough interest for PvE players to actually do PvP? I don't understand. Number 8 on my list of the most hated features of BFA currently is the main city layout. So, for example, you want, what do you want out of a main city in the first place? So, what do you use regularly? The auction house? The professions, at least in the beginning you regularly visit those. Maybe a new feature, so the new feature that I'm going to talk about is the scrapper. Should be nearby an inn, as you want to use your Hearthstone regularly to get back to stuff. And you want to have the Facebook game nearby as well. What I call the Facebook game is those missions that you can send your followers to, so those kind of things here. And I don't know how it is for the Alliance, but for the Horde is just annoying as hell. Not that you cannot just run there, I mean you can, but it obviously takes way longer. You actually have to take a flight path to get there. So let's tick all the boxes from the first one that I made to the last one that I made. So first one is Auction House. Nowhere to be found in Dazar Allure. And we literally have the king of gold on the Horde side, which is the goblin leader. You know, the guy that usually drags millions of golds with him and basically owns the auction house. Has no interest in Zandalar to actually make a buck there as well with his auction houses. I don't really get it. Okay, so no auction house in the main city. I could say, okay, that's kind of fine. You have to go back to Orgrimmar or something. Especially as a mage, it's not a big issue. I just make a portal or I just teleport back there and we are good to go. But unfortunately, the Facebook game is so far away that I actually, as I already mentioned, need to fly there. So to actually get down to my little boat down here, I have to fly from here to there, then run over there, and then I can do my Facebook game. And then basically go back to Zara Allure, which is the temple that I'm right now in front of. And yeah, to do whatever from there again. So usually this is your starting point. So this the Great Seal or yeah, the temple, as I said, Dazar Allure is basically your starting point as the Horde. I really hope that it is way better for the Alliance. Even though I doubt that you have an auction house, I just hope that stuff is way closer to each other. But yeah, to make matters worse, not just so that your Facebook game that you have to do regularly to get the reputation and stuff, and the Azeroth from it as well, is on the opposite side of the of where you regularly are. The other thing is that in Zara Allure, the professions are on the opposite side of it as well. So it's not like they have built it into the temple or something. I don't know, you know, there's a room down here. I don't know if they're going to use this in future patches or something for something, but basically they could have just opened this door. So if there's something going to be in there in the future in some patches, then obviously they yeah, made a choice because of game design decisions and stuff, then I can understand it. But currently right now I have to do this, and then I am actually into in the area of where I want to go with the professions and stuff. Furthermore, the scrapper is here as well. This is the only upside that I have with the city layout right now. So the scrapper is really close to the professions, and it's kind of close to yeah, your regular starting point, which is, as I already mentioned, is up here. And yeah, that's the only upside, and yeah, that's why it has made it to the number 8 of my most hated features of BFA. Number 7 on my list is the World Quest Group Finder add-on. Before I'm going to explain what it does, let's hear what Ian Hesikostas has to say about it.
Next question from Lunavale, who asked, do you feel that the removal of auto-accept and searching for groups by add-ons was a worthwhile enough change for the expense of the individual player's enjoyment and time? So kind of talking about things like World Quest Group Finder and so on, that used to be able to just sort of instantly join a group for a World Quest and have it completed within basically a couple of seconds half the time.
So again, obviously this is a contentious issue. Completely understand there is value in a button that you can press where you push this button and it completes your quest for you in a matter of seconds, like you said, and that's essentially what it was. And it's completely natural to like that and to want it and to miss it when it's gone. The problem that posed for us in terms of the overall pacing of the World Quest experience and how to reward it is that it created a huge gap between people using these add-ons and approaching the game this way and those who weren't. A World Quest, if you are doing it organically, standard solo World Quest, it's kill 10 enemies, free 6 prisoners from these cages. That might take you a couple of minutes to do. And if you wanted to form a group organically, socially for it, you might round up early in the expansion in Legion. We saw a lot of people who'd say, hey, I'm going to go do some emissaries, and you want to tag along. And the few of you could go in a loop and do those things together.
So, as you just heard, Ian Hesikostas doesn't want players to have different kind of experience in their game, which is definitely a reasonable argument for it. And so, for the people who didn't understand it entirely, especially if you didn't, if you don't use the add-on or if you haven't used the add-on yet, then I'm going to explain how it worked in Legion, and then I'm going to tell you how it works in BFA, and I'm pointing out that his entire statement that he just made is totally garbage, because he does know that the add-on is still working, still as it has before. It's just more annoying now to use it for the players that choose to reduce the amount of time that they're spending with their fun content in World Quests. Obviously, I just so it's not fun. World Quests are just not fun. I hate them. Anyway, let me explain how it worked beforehand. So by the way, you see that there are now those circles and stuff, and you see that something is going on here. But it basically looks like the same like it would for someone who doesn't have the other. So this is a World Quest over here, Crimson Claw, and before they removed the auto invite feature, you had to run over here, go to this area, and then actually do the quest and hopefully have someone for the quest or be able to kill this elite here alone. So Crimson Claw is most likely going to be an elite. It's a blue quest and so on. Anyway, so what we're doing with the add-on, and you can still see it, so in the tooltip it's still there, so you see on the right hand side now, find group with World Quest Group Finder, middle click to create a new group. So if I'm clicking middle click right now, and I'm doing right now, nothing is happening anymore because they removed the feature. So beforehand, you just what the add-on would do is first try to find a group that is already there. So if there is a group for the Crimson Claw right now, then he would like apply to every single group that is in there in the system right now. And if there is no group, then he is going to create one instead. Or he is telling you, hey, I haven't found any groups doing it with the add-on. Would you like to open a group? And then you could say yes or no, and yeah, then you do the quest in the first place. So now Ian Hesikostas has said that they have removed the auto accept feature and basically that the add-on doesn't work anymore. Yeah, that's not the case. So if you now hover over it, right click on top of it, you see that there is a little window in the background. Let me move it a little bit here. And now it's search type numbers quest ID to edit box. So instead of automatically searching for it, that's what they have removed, I now have to type in the stuff 50854. Then I'm clicking on hit, or I just hit enter. I click on this one, I click on this one, and now you will see that I'm automatically in the same group as the people that are doing actually the world quest right now. So you see that the Demon Hunter and the Druid are both over here. Thanks for inviting me. It's still working with auto accept and stuff like this. The only difference is that they made it more annoying. So I have no idea how he can make the statement that they don't want to have different kind of experiences, but still let this kind of stuff going on. So either you're going to ban the add-on entirely, which I think it would be a really bad idea because your world quests are not fun and entertaining. We're just doing it for the rep grind that you force on the players instead of making it optional. Yeah. And I don't know. That's one of the worst features, and that's why it is definitely on number 7. For the guys who don't know, I am going to show you now a couple of examples of the Group Finder add-on, World Quest Group Finder add-on, and yeah, just showing that the change of Blizzard hasn't changed something at all, and Ian Hasekostas is straight out just lying to you because he said that he doesn't want to create an experience for a different experience for the players without and with the add-on, and the add-on still works, and it's just more annoying to use now. If you don't want to see those, or if you know what the add-on does and you know that I'm actually right, and that, yeah, the change was just to annoy the players, then just skip ahead. I will put down a link in the description to the next point, and yeah, for the others, have fun.